But any ye were affordable land in Sasi and Ebuefo, Ewa Dawenya, Asuchare, Apollonia, Chopoli, and Atema Community 24 Annex, and several parts of Accra for as low as 5,000 Ghana cedis. Yes, I have flexible payment terms at the amount. And Tienyebu, where in Sasia, Ewa Dawenya, Asuchare, Apollonia, Chopoli, Tema Community 24 Annex, and several other parts of Accra once as well, as low as 5,000 Ghana cedis. Yes, I have a very flexible payment plan. Now, only Willet properties in income or Willet properties. You assignment roundabout, fraying, it was 0243 740 485 0243 740 485. And that's 0202 309 996 0202 309 996. When the numbers I'll be to me, Afre. Oliver Tanase. Oliver. Akwa Banet saying. Yamiadom. Phone name near Oliver Barker, right?
Barker-Vormawor.
Vormawor.
So Barker-Vormawor no hyphenated.
Oh, okay. Into Oliver no standalone.
Yes.
And now Barker-Vormawor no compound name.
Exactly.
Fantastic. Convener of Fix the Country Now.
One of the conveners in Pacho. Any leader, so you see, one of the conveners.
One of the conveners.
Yes.
But why? How did that play out? Say Obia Yanedi another saying.
Say first of all, no, Face the Country, no, any group,
yes,
any coup,
yes,
is every individual Ghanaian who believes that, you know, something has to be done about the country. Now, me can't be say you don't convene, you only convene an event.
Yeah.
Now event na me ya become one convene, you know, protest na mu here.
And Ramoye, you know. Okay.
The major as convener in there.
At least for now.
Introducing me, I was a former convener of. So that's it. Now leadership, the important thing is about the message we are carrying across. I person for joining in. Yeah, discussing this. So that's why just we are very particular about you know how we are introduced and what people understand that. Say you know.
Yeah, I get you. And I think I was scanning through Facebook after the demonstration and I stumbled on a video. Apparently na ya wona wo kasa. Say una na wo share batakare no. Yes. And I think I heard people discussing video and the content thereof. And there was a comment attributed to you.
Yeah.
Say was youth maybe you saw more voice at the so I'm going to be 2/4 Republic nego. What was it?
Oh yes, but say as a maker say the Fourth Republic. No?
Okay.
So I am inviting people to believe, if Fourth Republic in year, then we can use a referendum process to change what is wrong about the Fourth Republic.
About the Fourth Republic.
Yes.
That was basically it.
That's basically it. Just you see, I know. You say, Yesu Nante Aposono. The people who were complaining against him say, Yesu cry, he can't swim. So no matter what you say, and even though people understand what you're saying, and they need to reform our democracy, they want to find something about it. Now, from the very beginning, comparisons to Jerry Rollins, go for these are military men. I'm a constitutionalist. I'm a lawyer. I'm a Supreme Court. I'm a High Court. I believe in the democracy. So if I'm saying we are ending the Fourth Republic through our voices, it's a point of advocacy that you have to believe in your voice in changing what is wrong.
What is wrong about the system now?
Republic. Say no, mischief. Say me say a treason.
Yeah, because I heard that comments.
I mean, I've really tried not to engage it because me say mischief no more. You know, because I don't want to get distracted in the conversation and
in the formono the overarching reason, motivation for what happened in Rano, more the fact that you've seen everything wrong with the Fourth Republic as it is now.
Yes.
In its current form.
Now, first of all, me Ankasano, I always find it funny say, you're starting naming republics. So we 1 Republic, 2 Republic, 3. And then Ghana Bedane Kingdom when we became a republic on 1st July 1960, we always stayed a republic. There might be an interruption in the republic, but we restore the republic. And so there's always been one Republic of Ghana. The Republic of Ghana 4, Oh baby, Republic of Ghana too. So it's a practice. Be adopted. It's the French people who started doing that.
Yeah.
Because when they had the revolution, no, Omo reinstalled the monarchy, and so when they came back, they called it the Second Republic. I just say yes. So you started that practice. So people feel said there was something. When we say the Republic has ended, all we know is that soldier of war have taken over and done that, and that's people's idea of what it means to end a republic. But the basis of a new republic. No, I will say I can new Ghana, no, is to renew the country for better. And it is possible to change a constitution within a republic.
Within a republic, yes.
Now, one of the things people need to understand is a constitution doesn't end a republic. We have called for a new constitution for a new generation. Guns end a republic.
That's true.
What am I saying?
That's true.
So there's no way at any point you have invited anybody to take up arms. We have never pursued it and we are not interested in that. We want to show people and make Ghana the beacon of democracy that it is. So if there's something wrong with our democracy in Pona, the young people and old people no mobile demonstration no, can use our voices and our advocacy, can use the form of protest and continue to knock on the doors of those in power to say that let's fix this country for the better because it is important
that we do that.
Politicians go on air in Kebidebia, even before this president won the election.
Yes.
When to talk about African Spring and young people would rise up and revolt. I don't believe in that. I think we have to find a democratic outlet for people to express their democratic frustrations within the democracy. And if our democracy cannot allow that, then there's something faulty with it. You don't have to get people to have a point to believe, say, we have lost faith in democracy itself. No, there's something wrong with what the form we have now, but we can improve it and make it better. Because other democracies have done that, and that's what I've always believed.
Okay, in the world, come to what you found wrong with the Fourth Republic.
Yes.
And with the constitution that comes with it, and the changes are more proposing. But even before that, ENRA, we followed the demonstration keenly. Reporters were there, many protesters maybe didn't come or any other. What I found sitting back, and is there was no coordinated messaging. As depending on who you speak to, the reason for coming out, different. Was that the idea?
So I think one of the things we have always done in the beginning, which people, people have never understood the strategy. Because people have never been given this opportunity before. And a confusing My more example, before I come to that main thing. In the last elections, NDC for ABB, almost a manifesto, they were inviting Ghanaians to send them ideas.
The People's Manifesto.
Send for ideas and more. And one of the things we started being criticized about, money idea be na mo free Ghana for. But do you understand that? Say a political party for the first time say we want Ghanaians to give us the ideas of what is wrong with them, so we can use that. And people were criticizing that. And I was a member of the Labour Party.
Okay.
Almost sending emails before they drop the manifesto for everybody to solicit their ideas and bring them. So that's the kind of process we are engaging in. Say, remember Obi in the posting on only idea on you said this is what face the country means. Well, when you speak to different people have different ideas. And to maybe Mama will make solutions to the problems now. It doesn't address your issues. Secondly, so demonstration here in Accra. A lot of the people who came live in Accra in these environments, they can't face the country and can't face Accra.
Yes.
So the problems of the country must extend beyond Accra. There are a lot of people, maybe say, Constitution Review Commission. We traveled across the length and breadth of the country. There are certain communities which are so poor, say, we just have 10 city to inflation in the whole town. That's people are living in abject poverty. Yeah, they are crying for problems, but one, they are not speaking the same language. So what we were saying is just allow the space for people to voice the different things, all their concerns that they are talking about, and you have to listen. That's the first step of healing. So you admit that there's a problem, and then you listen. Wow. So that's the first process we are engaged in. And say, let us. List for petition back. Then them not just say not just say no. People will live with the frustrations. After all, the broken system you create, it's from 1992, 30 years in it. And then open quick and we can't solve those problems in 3 months, 6 months. As a because a first demonstration now, almost stopping and online protest.
Yes.
And a finance minister come on his speech. After some media houses frame me, I'm say, so has it solved your problems? And I'm saying, how can a person come and give one afternoon speech? And I just say, what's if problems with this country? Yeah, solve it with the speech. So that's the quick fixes. No. That's what I don't want to engage.
Yeah, something new.
Yeah, it's something new. Say it is a systemic problem. And the end to your boss. Actually, we have to take for 30 years. We've been living in this. And the end to your boss and go through the process on is one by one.
But a systemic problem. That's where people will come in and ask, say, a lot of the problems among for highlight here at the protest, majority of them formed the basis for which people went out to vote in 2020. And after all the conversations, of course, so political party manifestos, launch ideas and put you on the table, the Ghanaian people still reposed confidence in this administration. So they are barely 7 months into the first year out of a 4-year term. They are and if say you which ma fixing in 10 term, I will say take it time. Why the protest?
So first of all, a lot of times when we talk about the problems that Ghanaians are facing for the past 30 years now you say, well, you just got elected. I don't know, NDC I don't know, Nkrumah and I want to remind people the problems that people live with in this country, and back in 4-year cycles.
Okay.
A common will be a 4-year time now, so I come as that's not how it happens. What we are saying is, because these problems have continued to persist, as the NDC campaign, they will highlight those same problems. MPP and campaign, we are doing it. There's more to be done. My home more. So it means that there's an admission said that the things have not been fixed. So let's not use party election timelines to lead our lives in a democracy. I can't be some say, how old am I? I am 3-4 administrations years old, and I said, Bibisa, what's my say? We don't divide our lives in 4-year cycles.
4-year cycle.
So I don't know why that becomes the way in which we solve political problems in a democracy. Any cycle into change. It's a different thing. Come on, DC is from so assemblyman so elections no work. Can be an and so time. It's a timeline. So those times have no meaning to people's lives. Because the problems they face continue and continue.
Yeah, but governments are elected to solve these same problems. And they can work within a time frame.
Now, one of the things why we have thought important, we have to mobilize outside of the framework of political parties and make it beyond that. Political parties have one and one only agenda. They want to win.
To win power, yes.
Yeah, we are not forming a political party to fix the country.
Okay.
That's not our intention.
Okay.
We want problems that affect Ghanaians, however long it is, to be addressed. And we need a project that points us in that direction. And we have given ideas as to how we can get that done. And we'll discuss those.
Okay.
But the government's responsibility to continue to do its work and how it believes in and deliver on its mandate must continue in tandem with people calling for more action. And drawing attention to other areas that need to be addressed.
Okay.
Because if there were no problems in this country beyond what the government is doing or other governments have done before ETA, nobody will turn up. But people still feel there's something that has to be done.
Even apart from the Aban area,
apart from the Aban area, but importantly, let me say, the issues we have to deal with, it has to involve the best parts of Yinjina. Because and we have to bring everybody on board in that process to improving this country. Because even NDC supporters and that's MPP supporters who will be on NDC side say, hey, akwe oni madie, hey, akwe o ideas. And so I party in 17 we want to remove that. That's why I say face the country in Nankasano. It is a partisan. Party. We don't support any party. But the people who come out, they are multi-partisan. Almost all kinds of parties under this umbrella.
Of course.
So that is the way in which we are thinking, say, okay, if there's some power in Ghanaians mobilizing together, any party, irrespective of ethnic background, irrespective of political party, irrespective of fear, and then we can all mobilize and address these concerns. Now, we can achieve results. But there's something more important. All the problems that you're highlighting, it didn't start from today. Constitution, even when we put that constitution in place, this current government as an MPP administration criticized it. Every political party in its history has criticized that party, that constitution. In 2008, Tanzania Constitution Review Commission, no, all the political parties had it on their agenda that we were going to fix
they
the
would
Constitution.
review
That
the
nonsense.
Constitution.
And Mill started it before he died,
yeah.
and that never went anywhere. So the parties, understand say problems were. Even say we had a number of meetings with TUC. Now you could share TUC, what I went there with, because I was a member of the Constitution Review Commission.
Yeah.
Went there with all the list of problems the TUC brought to us as things wrong with the Constitution.
Time and now.
Yes,
around.
Almost by mini consultations with those specialized groups. Labor concerns normally buy, Article 71 they can be. So nobody can say that there are no problems with the Constitution.
Okay.
That document. What we are doing is nothing gets done in this country unless you've created a sense of urgency. Around it. So this whole protest and getting people to advocate is creating that sense of urgency around it. And yes, the German NGOs workshop in the Bayano apply, the Bayano
nothing will happen.
And and nobody is doing anything. So there has to be something beyond. If this is a problem, let's fix it.
Let's fix it. And that will bring me to my next question, sir. Ain't for now, if the president says, hey, listen, I want to pay attention to these guys. Enra Omoye, a massive demonstration on the street of Accra.
Yeah.
I want to lay hold of, say, a document or more consensus in Ewoso. How would that happen? Because there's nothing like that.
One of the things, no, there is.
Okay.
And they know that there is because you're more copy. What we have done is say, we don't want to use it as a tool, say, bashi government.
Okay.
Okay. You see, take it and take leadership of it. Yeah, yempo. Don't give us credit. You do it and start those actions. Say, be obe ferry, say, be face the country for the more pressure.
In the modest,
this is as far back as May. You can't want them because we don't want to create, because that's the promise we made to them. Say, once people say, no secret. And we decided not to talk about it. We gave you those, and those concerns have continuously been reflected till today. Answer the eco demonstration. We sat down and 8 million tweets about their face the country problems. Now we said, okay, when we look at them, we can analyze them into a particular framework.
Yeah,
a lot of them are governance issues. So those concern the constitution, which needs to be fixed.
Okay,
and so that's one thing.
Okay,
a lot of them. So Dr. Atugubatro etike be constitution we go chop. Even though it is connected, and I understand that, but they want to see a connection. But those concerns are also better addressed within a national development plan framework. And the problem with the current national development plan is it doesn't bind anybody.
Yeah.
I said, Bible.
Loose document.
Loose document. They been now. Sorry, don't insult this. Don't say we are doing something else.
Yeah.
And of a certain generation, we grew up on a particular document. Vision 2020.
Yes.
We believed in that document.
Yes.
We put our faith in. There's no young child who didn't really think, say, 2020 bedroom. No.
Something.
Ghana baby. No more drafted that document and say, by 2020, Ghana will look like Singapore.
Yeah.
Ghana is Singapore. But the problem with it is not that they had ambitions, that they are set way to get there. It's that they didn't bind to that document. They didn't say, people living within the 30-mile radius or 3-mile radius should all be able to access a community hospital or clinic. And so that will take, mapping out the geography of Ghana, it will take 1,065 hospitals. This is the plan, and this is how we get there.
Every year, you basically say
this is the number we'll commit to. And if we don't, these are the trackable measures, and this is what citizens can do to activate it.
Yeah.
We never did that. We say Ghanaians just want something to believe in as a project which is leading them somewhere, and they can see that change happening. Say Henry Kote, Accra Regional Minister, every Ghanaian of every political divide, because Ghanaians are discerning people. We think that that's all we are asking for. That's this particular government, when we started talking about these things, we said we are not competing for power. When you take initiative on these things, show leadership, open up a national, say, okay, out. We've heard what a lot of people are saying. It's true. Past generations have failed the youth of this country. People are in economically worse situation than they should be. There has to be a process towards that. And we have to take this outside of the partisan competitive framework. Let's create a national dialogue on and let's bring everybody together. What do you think a lot of us will be saying? don't you think that a lot of us will be involved in that same process
Yeah.
and talking about how do you get the constitution done?
Done.
That's what. But unfortunately, people have transformed our voices to the voices of the opposition. I just say, yeah, can they say, no, these are NDC people.
These are NDC people.
But there's a reason why they do that. Because ask yourself, say, which government will try to arm and give more to credibility to the opposition? Because one of the things we are saying, it will resonate with a lot of Ghanaians. But it is because Ghanaians have become disenchanted with the two parties in some regard. I just say, we accuse you so NDC. Not just half of the population have tuned their ears off. No matter now almost so it works. It's a system that works for them. I come 8 years. Ultimate sapel home enough. And be still obeba. 1 year minister crab ambassador. 1 year you cry board chairman. But I went through the Saito school system. Now they be say about a lot of people who become successful in our society and they say when they become successful or become they look back on those experiences
FM.
and say to themselves, say, oh, I went through all this adversity and I made kunim and all that. I said, no. I remember young people I was playing with in primary school. A lot of them have been left behind. A lot of them are pushing truck. I made some dog chains or Accra. That makes me incredibly sad. But when you look at private schools in Accra, at least 90% of that class go together to the university. A lot of them go on to become something of themselves. A year for Timika say, and a vandals, and I say, Kwabutwe for one Timiko Sheshim. Now, yeah, you call Konongo one, you know, the Kayende. A lot of our friends do not make it. It is not enough. Say, we've built a democracy or country for nearly 100 years. Just this thing continues to happen. And nobody sees it as something urgent. Generations upon generations are growing up and living in poverty. School in situations where it doesn't provide them a means to get out of system.
There is one other question, Mawuse Oliver, and for more I'm joining one of the conveners of the Fix the Country demonstration in a course. So Oliver Mawuse Kadine Oliver Mawuse Barker-Vormawor and Edin Komo or a lawyer and a social activist. I think that would be a good
I've always referred to myself as a constitutionalist.
A constitutionalist. That's interesting. Yeah, because you were a key part of the constitutional review, Commissioner Juma Omo was you are very conversant with some of the recommendations are commissioned by white paper by and all of that. But even before that, may I have a question to you would be, say, what can me who say must send the list of Neoma Mufi say it was say a bay and I say any other government to turn around the situation in the country. More some kind of behind closed doors document.
Not even closed doors, because it was on social media.
But I saw a list on social media, but I was a bit confused.
Yeah.
In the Yanya way, and what I say, Ebia Munya platform be saying church and semi. What were the issues? And your
so first of all, say, looking at all the things people are saying,
yes,
there has to be 3 ways in which you tackle the problem.
Okay.
The first one is definitely the constitution. A lot of the issues
review constitution. Okay.
The second one is about national development plan. Give people that sense. What the project be at war or be a static project. There's a buying for bar no a jar to and the people were hoping for that hospital or school. No, not something. That's another one of them. The third one is we take too many things for granted. We need a process. So many people over 30 years of this democracy, that they have lost lives in the healthcare system. That so many problems have happened. Give them a trust and a rebuilding process, a kind of trust building process or healing process. Say you better organize it. This is a National Reconciliation Commission. So people will come and talk about their experiences. This is not the experiences during the military era, but under our democracy. So that we see the faults that are wrong with our democracy and people have continued to suffer. So that we give Ghanaians the opportunity to speak and complain. It provides an opportunity to heal. Because if you can't solve a person's problem, listen to the person.
And there's some kind of National Reconciliation Commission like
because one of the things that Young Coffee says, a National Reconciliation Commission, what happened after? I'm saying, no, what happened during? Now, should people focus on? Because when we listen to it, we say to ourselves, never again. And that process has
awaken a certain level of consciousness.
Absolutely. So I'm saying that, you say, for our constitution, for the new democracy, let's assess it after 30 years and listen to people's pain and suffering. How it has impacted their lives, how they have interacted with it, and let them provide them an opportunity to renew their faith.
And when they pain from maybe you'll be a suffer police brutality, maybe a hospital.
Education system said young when you can go school. With all those getting we take it for granted, no. No come story. Because as I starting no. Say me any radio station be a me one maybe the people outside who have come and said me a Black Star Line, me a veteran. Now these are the problems I'm facing. We see me say, look at the issues that I'm dealing with. And I'm listening to this story, I'm saying somebody ought to sit down and listen to them. And you say you try your home during election campaign and you can be a good. Let all Ghanaians listen to this and let's create a project, ethnographic project as a videos it's sort of like a virtual library for Ghanaians to listen to, the failures of how economic disenfranchisement in the country. That's look at the forward-looking ideas we are talking about for people to be able to believe further in this thing.
In this democracy. And the way when you proposal I must send
these are the proposals we send. And say, no, they be some people say, now face the country, we don't know what they want. It's not clear. It's because you're not cutting through the chaff. You're refusing to engage with the truth.
It's also because a platform being trained same name we say. Because in all honesty, this is the first time I'm getting to be taken through
that,
this in our broad thematic areas laying out into one a review of the constitution, which is topmost. Number 2, national development plan and you're binding on all administrations. Number 3,
the national healing and trust
building process. I know so you be a commission type. Now the amount for go through. In that's 3. Number 4
Now the fourth one is directly connected to the development plan.
Okay.
Because we call the 1992 constitution, right?
Okay.
And it all ties in. Actually, the development plan it ties into the new constitution project because it has to be connected to it. It's about a new economic charter. And we talked about when Germany lost after the World War, they had what they call the Marshall Plan, which rebooted the economy. And so we're asking for a Marshall Plan or economic charter of that sort. Say, okay, it is fine and well, because a lot of the things they are talking about are short, medium to long term projects. But also people are dealing with real pain today. You need to reboot the economy in a particular way. And that's Marshall Plan type way, which provides real and significant investments into so many sectors of our economy, to re-kick the economy back to life is important. So that people can start feeling it. Because it can't be beach say things will start getting better and you don't see, a restructuring of the economic system in a way that is aligned towards that project. So that's the fourth thing we talked about.
Okay. Now how would the Marshall Plan be different from, because this government, as part of a more post-COVID recovery strategy, they are implementing what they call the Obatampa CARES project. Is that not similar to Marshall Plan?
My more example.
Okay.
So when the COVID happened, Oman Penyin said he was going to build 88 hospitals by the end of the year.
Asempa FM.
On how many hospitals have been built? Now the thing about the Marshall Plan is that goes through Parliament as a recovery program.
Okay.
This is when the Americans did an economic recovery program, which Parliament, the Congress vote on packages and deployment of trillions of dollars. But I can't billions it maybe. Now a gold revenue crowd for the past 4 or 5 years is in the billions. That we are, it's a huge and significant investment which goes through Parliament, which licenses
Ekosiisen
so the money is already set.
But that CARES has gone through Parliament, through the budget.
Okay. Now, this one has to come out of the regular budgeting process.
Okay.
Because the thing that the budgeting process creates is that when you go through the Appropriation Act, it gives you too much flexibility as to what you do. Now, even the money is allocated, we spend over 3.6 billion beyond that budget. So there's so much things we can do. I just say nobody sees it as a framework within which you enforce a reboot of the economy in a particular way. But we see, but importantly, a difference from the Batampano. You say, me no, I don't know anything about the healthcare system.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about so many other sectors in our economy. Before you can put a program like that in place immediately,
Asempa
you have to
FM.
have people from those different economies tell you what are the structural issues in there. So again, when you look at the approach I'm always talking about, it goes beyond one single government.
One single government. Okay.
It involves bringing people into the process where then all those people in those different sectors bring those ideas into play and you can move it on. But you can decide to do it about Tampa, decide the OE. And then when you finish now more politics, then you'll be bashing each other back and forth. Not just the essence and the Ghanaianness of it is lost.
Ekosiisen
And what it's supposed to do for us to all
Asempa
believe in
FM.
it as a common project, So that's kind of the ideas we have given. You know, so these are the way, but a lot of them are interconnected.
Yeah, interconnected, and I think the bigger one would be the constitutional review at the end. And I am pained because of how much we spent on the process, and now we can't be commissioning
6.3 million.
6.3 million Ghana cedis,
dollars,
USD.
Now, look, I mean, to be fair, 80% of that budget was borne by foreign and development partners. Maybe I'm not saying Ghana beyond aid, not just liberating but don't mind that. I mean, I think this is what I mean. You can use
No, but
that
we might not need to even reinvent the wheel. Say,
now, it is important. And there's a reason why we have even said, say, let's not go through a review process. Let's do a new constitution.
Constitution?
Let me explain that to you why. You know, a lot of times when people hear that, they say, why we, you know, going all over and starting afresh and doing a new thing. And the Papa let me explain why. It's not about content, but it's about process. And a lot of people say the Constitution Review Commission didn't go anywhere. But there's a reason for it. And it's a process reason. The Constitution Review Commission was set up as a commission of inquiry under Article 276 of the Constitution. Now that means that our report that came up is an advice to the president. The Supreme Court of Ghana has held say advise their advice, and they're binding, no matter what it says shall or must. The advice Beyond that, under that article, the government has the right to issue a white paper. Meaning that the government itself determines for itself which of the things you have said in there. And then they can scale it down. And that's what they did. A lot of the recommendations, even though we've listened to so many Ghanaians and they've told us this is what we want, we have a few people then, a government of the day at the time, decided, said they may pay money. And went there. Already you've scaled down what people want. Then you go to the next stage, which is supposed to be through Council of State. You can change it again. Now, even when they did that, so it didn't go anywhere. After they gave the white paper, at least they accepted some. When a new MPP administration came, they went back to that same document. And then they picked up one of those recommendations, election of DCs and MMDCs. What did they do? They changed what the Constitution Review Commission recommended from what a lot of Ghanaians were saying, which is saying partisanship. We don't want partisanship introduced into the MMDC level.
Ekosiisen
I'm not only the MMDC, but all assembly based on party. And so many Ghanaians rejected it. What happened? I say, yes, you know, Oko playground now. The other ball by and won't mean if you game him. And so when you pass a match
Asempa FM.
And then withdrew the whole thing. You cannot cede the whole process to politicians to decide, say, is it my way or the highway? They said, even though Ghanaians were not saying, say, be elected, they said we wanted to elect them. We just wanted to elect them differently, They took the thing away. That is why we're saying, say, it has to go from the process now we have agreed through a constituent assembly, say year in 92, and go through referendum. Now, to tell them, say, it's about the process, because you have to understand, because I have been there and I've seen why it failed. And I was a young man at the time. I was the youngest person in the commission at the time. And I really believe Ghana was going somewhere from what we were recommending. Now, secondly, we say about process, not content. 1992 Constitution, 80% of that document is from 1969 Constitution. And one year they call 1979 Constitution. So Ghanaians know how to preserve what is good when they go forward. What am I saying? So the fact that we are calling for a new constitution doesn't mean that what is good about the current document must be thrown away. That's not what we are saying. But I'm saying that
on Asempa FM.
if we want to I can only advise my best position and tell you that the best strategy is to pursue it this way, because the first one failed, and the next through that same process will fail. And even if it doesn't fail, in Pony review the way they say it now, trust that they will rechange all the things that Ghanaians are asking for and do it differently in a way that doesn't suit you.
And sir, the power to change Neoma Ghana for a penal. That power is also born out of this same constitution now. Yes, pen because again Article 276 now. And who free say was say a true constitution.
I feel like the constitution provides us that avenue. And a lot of people feel that there's no pathway to do that. The constitution says we as citizens must resist any violent overthrow of the constitution. One can say democratic change of a referendum of a new constitution. No, it's not possible. The constitution never said that. It believes in the democratic ideal and understands that a referendum is a process through which you can adopt a new document. But this is not the first time. Yes, in America, this is not the first time we have done something like that. 1964, Ghanaians went back to a referendum process, and that substantially changed the 1960 constitution. Ghanaians did that. So it's not something esoteric and new, which means that I said something that, you know. Some of the people who were helping us convene the march. In the beginning, the economic fighters, no more come about. You know, we need a new republic and all of that. And I started telling them that no, a lot of people associate end of republics with
coup d'etat.
And that's one of the reasons why I said, in the past 3, soldiers, they said no, but we need our voices. Because our voices can reform the republic. And that's why it was important for me to make that distinction. The mischief, because I wanted people to understand, constitutions don't end a republic. It can't do that. The republic is based on the idea, government for the people and by the people, and they elect their representatives. That's what a republic means. And so if you are changing a form of that same election of your representative by another document which is supposed to ground that same process, now a republic is not lost. The problems associated with the Fourth Republic is what I was drawing attention to. Now, even this thing I'm making, I said the same thing about Esau, Central Fee, and other people who were not allowed to go into parliament. And I said, what people don't realize is that it has amounted to an overthrow of the constitution through administrative means. Because people think that the constitution can only be overthrown through the gun. But administratively, when you deny an entire community of voting and getting represented in parliament for 4 years, you've essentially overthrown a part of the constitution as far as it regards those people. And you see, so that's the kind of conversations I want us to be grounded in and have and understand and say, okay, we want things changed about the constitution. Not only the things we want changed, but we also must discuss the how.
The how I bear.
You
say it would have served, for the want of a better expression, and give it must serve a better purpose. The whole fix the country movement was focused on the constitution and how we can change it. Now all the other neoma now will be say fuel boy den we boy den and kiamen no akọ from kakane. We focus on target one thing and get it done.
So one of the things I've said in the very beginning when we started, Nana Mubisa listening, I said this is not a amenities protest, and I was referring to Achampon. I say he came to do an amenities school. Say na accommodate soldier for amenities, electricity. That this is not an amenities protest because Doomson na we have if one else na we that cycle no they be repeating. But and we have been clear that because we wanted Ghanaians to see what the kind of things people were saying and see whether Ghanaians would reach the conversation around the constitution on their own without somebody imposing it. Nah, let's see. And we saw that process happening. After the from focusing on the constitution, forgetting that was our idea in the beginning. But we like that they are taking ownership of that process. And so being forcing it down their throats. But I think we have to be realistic about certain things. 2 things important, in fact. First of all, when you're inviting people into a conversation, you cannot tell 30 million or how many people Ghanaians will come out say, Obi Wanwa, can I
do constitution and
what do you say? But the things they're saying about the, socio-economic issues, we have to be discerning and know that it ties in. The reason why that problem exists is because it ties into that. That's how we have to be, because that's our job, that we have to be able to sit back and analyze the data and analyze what people are saying and say, okay, how do we solve that problem? If somebody is saying lack of accountability and a corruption in our politics, how do we deal with it? We said, okay, that's the politics. And you see, say your attorney general, your court, now your special prosecutor. That's in on. But we have to think of how do we get the citizens themselves involved in the process.
Yeah.
And I've given an example. What you may incident here, Amidu court, and was able to get the money returned back into the government chest. It was because under the constitution, it says that type of contract, needed parliamentary approval, which he did not get.
Yeah.
It was the only thing which grounded him as a citizen to be able to go to the Supreme Court and get it cancelled.
Yeah.
But there's so many areas of corruption which there's no pathway for the citizens to come in. So you have to think creatively about law. Because lawmaking must be at the service of a purpose. So that you have to find tweaks at every point which allow citizens to get into the process to make that work. In the UK, you have the private prosecutions. If the police were not prosecuting your matter, obviously, I could report a rape case for why there's nothing happening to you. You can do initiate a private prosecution with your own solicitor. You see, so there are mechanisms to introduce. Uko Kenya, with the new constitution, when the citizens are fed up with a particular constitutional provision, they can mobilize 1 million signatures and force a referendum. Ghana, what you say? When you go to the UK, when an issue affects them, when you have 100,000 people sign it, Parliament must debate it and make a decision. Parliament has not debated on despite the 8 million Ghanaians who have tweeted fix the country, despite the number of people who showed up in the several thousands of people. So then you can't sideline citizens from their own republic. Obviously, a GM or mine you can afford there, and the politicians there. So that process of what intentional lawmaking has separated the political class from the citizens. I think law can be used creatively to bring the people back into the process. That's all we're talking about.
I get our point. I'm my idea and so of what we want to see changed about this current constitution. Of course, Article 71 saying I know there are conversations around the domineering executive power.
Absolutely.
The executive president and also one thing good. In the no say no so in what form say the power of appointment so how would it be like?
A lot of times na mystery. Because people naturally almost immediately assume say constitution and I'm a president appoints will be. When I took that, I did analysis of the number of people the president appoints on the basis of the constitution, and the number of people the president appoints because Parliament gave all its powers to the president. Now, the Parliament didn't more. The Fourth Republic was created to make Parliament a failure. Intentionally historically so. When you go through the documents, the intention was there.
That's true.
And this will be and I'll explain further why. So the accumulation of a concentration of powers in the executive has come from the People's Parliament, which is giving those powers to the president consistently. Every new law that is passed creates a new board of people who the president must appoint them. That increases executive powers. You understand? So you have to ask yourself, should Parliament be allowed to continue to make the executive stronger? Because a lot of the laws that have been
unknowingly through laws are
more passing. Because a lot of the laws, Parliament I initiated one law per history or another Fourth Republic. Laws if executive. Yeah. And if the executive is bringing you something in, would the MPP and this MPP not pass here? Of course, they're increasing their powers. And that's what they have done with the imposition of restrictions ATA.
Yeah.
The president can essentially rule by decree. Parliament don't hear to make any law. And that's what they've been doing. That's what I'm saying, that you need to deal with the problems holistically. And we can't do it quick fixes. So we have decided to focus on the system.
Let's fix the system.
And
also, Nebiaka say, you basically outside of the political parties, because obviously, beneficiary of this system, the political parties.
Yes.
In opposition, they would have very interesting ideas. Oh, give them the power, not the story, not a change. How do we envisage this will be done?
First point, we don't want to exclude the political parties.
Okay.
They have to be part of the conversation.
Okay.
But secondly, who can be say they say when we come, we will have to do this and we have to do that. Yeah, because when you think critically about what a party is, sometimes it's less than 50 individuals.
Yeah.
A lot of times I ask somebody, maybe so we say, what's the party position?
FM.
Ideas are generated by a small number of people. They have held it. But people have a psychological tie to the party. And for which reason, when somebody speaks, we assume that 6 million Ghanaians who voted for them are all the ones speaking. But it's just only a few people who are speaking. So we want to take our message in the same way in which the political parties send their message to the people. No, so nature must say, competitive political party, it should happen. It can happen alongside this conversation, but you can lend your support to your party, and you can lend support to a project which is a Project Ghana. So those are the people we are trying to send the message to, and have that conversation with. Because there are lots more people who continue to show up. Political parties are sponges, which means they read the people, the mood of the people. And so when we say the majority of the people are asking for this, they pick it up. That's what they do. Let's take the last election, for example. NDC, no more campaigning with the MPP now. MPP promising free SHS now. NDC said no, progressively. No. When it came to the last election, not only did they say free SHS, free first year university, because they are trying to read what the people are saying and what the people are asking for. So that's what I'm saying. That's why we think that you know what, let us not be in a rush. Let's continue to engage the people and trust that the people are listening. And trust that process and let the people themselves believe, your party, we are not against your party. If your party, has some sense of symbolism to you, let it be there. Because a lot of people are born in, and it's true, a lot of people are born in homes where they feel themselves historically of a political party. And it's a particular tradition. I was born in a home where my father lived through the PNDC era, which made him bitter and said I was never going to vote for the NDC. What's my saying? And he didn't for a long time.
Ekosiisen
And then when President Mills,
FM.
and during President Mills, he said, I'm going back to voting for President Mills. And he did that. That ability to go back and forth, it depends on the constant messaging of what the person is saying. Now, say a lot of people say they didn't like President Mills. There's certain demographic of Ghanaians now assume J message we're hitting them irrespective of their own bitter experiences they've lived under the PNDC. They voted for the person. So I think that is what we are talking about here. Say, if we continue talking about the issues and focus on it, they are so tied into the economic fortunes of the party. I feel anybody who doesn't praise the government is out to get them. So they must continue to bash you. They must continue to create false stories about you. They must and we have to be mentally prepared for it. But Ghanaians should also be they have to look beyond and cut through the chaff and focus on why this messaging? What are the people saying? And do I believe in that?
Others have said, sir, and because your experiences with some of these movements are this movement, and so the life of the movement might be regime specific. Into when another regime comes, we might not hear from Fix Ghana movement now.
When we started this thing, one of the people who knew me, throw me inbox say, when him say okay, even though they are important, and I know that you are genuine about it, a lot of the people who will support you will be NDC supporters. And I'm saying we will continue to hammer on those messaging. To some of those people put down their party cards and say, I can still support my party, but I support this project. But beyond that, miwaha. So MPP lose power, NDC for bar. MPP for nanka feel say against their party, we will welcome them. So we continue to use their voice as well. Till a lot more majority of Ghanaians believe that something different is happening. Secondly, I completely understand the cynicism. Say the questions about we should say party be na yuso, we should say party be na fandeo. Why do you think Ghanaians keep saying that? It's because they have seen that reality. And we have to be honest. Say Ghanaians are not saying these things because they are not elected and among kind and they are uncivilized. Debbie, it's because bitter experiences. A lot of people have come up and used people's pain to project themselves to join the same political parties and maintain the status quo. We have to do it differently. So we will continue to do that
Ekosiisen
messaging in the
on
belief,
Asempa
sir.
FM.
Me no face the country. We don't want. I've said again, we don't want to turn into a political party, because the last election there were 12 political parties. Party ye Ghana ni academia for me good new ones.
Yeah.
So that's not the project. We believe that if you get the people to reform certain systems now, it will be better for all of us. And these two parties can compete on the basis of an evolved politics.
Evolved politics.
I can't mind better democracies, no. Two-party system, maybe war America.
Yeah.
But things are working
The
because
systems-
there are so many citizens who are mobilizing around social causes.
Yeah.
They go beyond party.
That's true. That's true.
But we don't have that experience because they be able to no be quickly fixing who started being another politicians no per se or they join it way no. And that's one of the
After
reasons why.
protest,
Yeah.
when your call be from the executive and also will be
No, we haven't had any call actually.
Okay,
I mean,
but-
we did. To be fair, we met. Well, he's not part of the executive. I don't pay any
IGP
IGP.
and okay.
Any
And no,
independent
me can't or more.
Yeah.
Or more. This is targeted to say they should fix the challenges and the concerns.
We haven't heard anything. I mean, on social media, what can be? Say yeah, being a business protest now is a flop. We've had those messages, but I do. Again, I am welcoming of that conversation. But one of the things I've said,
on
we
Asempa
can start
FM.
that process, but the protests must go on. Because the
The process now we can start the process. Say Omanpenyi aton safremo.
Yes.
Say opese afi ebia earlier me national security minister shiamo me we shiamo. This time person me nemo etnase.
Yeah.
Into all the various conveners no mo rani any nkomo. When that happens, I still a protest never koso.
Oh, say, first of all, that conversation, we think it is better if it happens publicly. Because I personally, I'm not in a rush to meet.
Meaning that's what Omanpenyi
What
ton
government,
safremo.
No, there be. He's the president of the country.
Okay.
I give him that
FM.
respect and dignity. But my advice to him would be that he has to be in a public forum. So you say me na me no wako shebe bi Debbie. Let's do it at a national conference. Mr. Mbabe can't say me go microphone and another person will come because the convenience you can see any leaders. No, we you're creating a sense of leadership around us, which is against the ethic of what this is about. We want the conversation to be had with Ghanaians. But the protest, it's a form of advocacy because the American say the only way things get or work and so be treated with seriousness is if you create a sense of urgency around it. And the protest is a mechanism of advocacy. So we want, because we're moving out into the regions now, it's also a method of political education.
Meaning that mobile protest may be in the other regions.
Yes.
Okay.
We are planning, as I'm speaking, the Kumasi protest.
Kumasi protest.
Near Fio Ekotamali.
A similar one like the Siwa
Yes.
Accra and Rano.
So that's the idea. Say, because the more you are mobilizing people and educating them politically, the more Obiakon, if you're saying here, we all need a new constitution.
No, but the point is that say Enra, the Muye, education, political nefre. Where did you educate them?
So you see,
and Amuko Shia Independence Square.
Independence Square, you could share in my speeches. No?
Okay.
But the most important thing is, even in terms of the number of placards, and
the message is also.
At least you can see, say, Article 71 is a problem. There's not going to be say, what is that? A lot of the picture, all those things reinforce the idea over and over again.
Yes.
But when somebody comes up and tells you, just by telling you that you deserve better, imponing political education. Because even the fact of wanting to believe that Ghana can change, my speech, I consistently urge the people to chance new Ghana. Because it's the idea for them to believe that this Ghana, a different Ghana, is possible. And I was doing it not for them, but for myself. Because so many other people tell me, we don't even know why or how. Ghana the answer song. Ghana the enko baby. But I refuse to listen to that. I do think that there's nothing that tells me that this country is incapable of reform and of change.
And for more, I'm share of Facebook Live. No be some of the inscriptions on placards, maybe be bringing Chroma back, and a lot of those placards. But one other thing is, we woke up to a press release from a group calling itself Fixing Ghana Movement. When was that released? You've not seen that.
No, I
okay.
haven't seen it.
Fixing Ghana Movement Convener Ernest Kofi Owusu Bempa Bonsu. Ernest Owusu Bempa Otemenka Akwa be Ekosiisen so ni.
Obi Osei Bonsu Meyoso
Bibi aboko de.
Osebonsu, Huya, the Amensume Hoya, papa.
Now, fixing Ghana movement, and also for him.
Didi Kai, Maminchia, what you for ne Ghana for a year na Menkase, Memo near Jumapa away. Now, Didi Kai fixing Ghana movement. It's a movement. Said ye, Ubikan, baby say it's a movement. Na movement, you know.
Ekosiisen
Nanu yada ene yetete wo wiem se mabunu bi organa ha asori se sebia nyaado sebia kronto nioma ekoso organa bi wo ho a se ye fixe na omkasa yemu no their discourse was in the right direction and Ghana fu nyina agiatum se sebio aban esisu yi no wo mo gidie wo aban mu se aban ni the only government a bit must solve or fixing the problems. But this course no ye tie no aye nyina ye nya ho keka na ye tie se corner this course no is shifting into a mean strategic political propaganda.
Hello? Hey. Also Bembe. Okay, let's see if we can work the lines and get him back. But essentially, when I read their statement, Oliver, the point they make, and it's in the fixing the country movement is coming up with a series of public manifestations in the next few weeks to show massive support to President Akufo-Addo's tireless effort at fixing the country. The movement is very much aware of the considerable gains that the country has chalked under the exemplary leadership of President Akufo-Addo. We can also attest to the fact that he believes in Ghana and the great potentials of the Ghanaian youth, which is why about 70% of his policies are programs are youth-driven, and they list a number of those programs. Omofri said, youth-driven, and almost the reality is that we have been going through a big change for the past 5 years, and with each year, it only seems to grow exponentially. Denial of this does not negate that it has been occurring and will continue to occur. They speak about the improved economic indices under this current administration and the fact that President Akufo-Addo's administration is the only government since independence that has been able to champion youth-driven policies and programs in the areas of empowerment, employment, mentorship, training, and development. Almost the call to fix the country is a legitimate call, and we must all appreciate the fact that President Akufo-Addo is on course in fixing the myriad of problems bedeviling this nation. And they say we must not lose sight of the transformation agenda being rolled out by this president. They cite the fact that Ghana in 2020 came second in attracting foreign direct investment in Africa, which to them has created, and from numbers from the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, created 27,000 direct jobs and all of that. But I'm told he's back on the line. Kofi, what about you?
Yeah, Obi.
Yeah, I think now me Busa said. I think now we trim why are fixing Ghana movement, no, by.
And you know, the na can't say. So this course, no, acquire say. Yenina problem or mine free de buy no. Kasa no acquire say a bind be a haba and a problem be a bar, fix ye. Tina yansu no sabi the other with the above you're not the ones na above in so mabunu aye fu say the current leadership of Ghana hanu was fixing timely major serious problems a comfort to the nation a key as your mama 40 the tosu major problems a youth driven I mabunu I want my moi ye pese o mine dachi jinapano Yahoo say o mampeni o sisune na ban baby o do man no kro e be boa youth no dachi enu nti no ye beton pimpintin kwa na yensu ye tie sikrum ni ye shifita ni akase o mampeni baby o do man no kro na o fix your problem no he is fixing it so ye be bod dawuru ni ye duru baby a bisi a wo ho ni afre waba no be kan de ya ye ho potential the ambulance aba ho an kan no na ambulance e bi ni constituency no be kan no manfo na hu say there was a major problem in terms of grassroots a year na wo wa che and na mi kroma Asante Achim district ye wo ambulance and quantity do be to tractor so and ye de na call agogo hospital and ne Akufo-Addo fix ya me nya ambulance e wo there and then maame no tete ko tutu kokko ne nkatie e wo agogo dwom no a enei otimi de ne ba ko Achimota school and ne ba no etimi eco school and ne o baba be educated SHS free a wan tua kapre entua you know na no na te saying Akufo-Addo wa fixing problem na so fixing akola no ene okuta na ID card ene obeko university no so okuta ne Ghana card oro university ani amani lo no etima kosun ade wo suapon mu no ye bebu sa say na problem na te saying ti ye be kama Ghana for hu say all fixing to fixing Ghana movement, your agenda, and say major problems a cause for Ghana ha na a bibi atwamu no na ni ho no and then you know ye be bo hu da wuro akim pintin kwa ama Ghana for nyina hu say sabi o yen kan try to fix the problem fix the Ghana ni akana sa but ye be chirem na ya Ghana for hu say sabi onwam kisibire kwata otu no prinimini mu a ye mfre na chinchina. So
but also, I don't know. Are you not part of the number of Ghanaians? ABI, you've totally missed the point about the Ekosiisen movement here, and because NMN, one of their conveners, studio, and we share even statement or more issue here, and thanking the Ghanaian people for a demonstration at Enra or more the main item for them. Top of the agenda, a new constitution for a new generation. In fact, they state here, our paragraph 11 say, they are announcing their intention to launch a campaign for 1 million signatures to pass a citizens' vote of no confidence in the 1992 constitution. For them, no, a campaign to change the constitution. Why the ambulance?
The discourse, a lot of things that we are saying. Ucheki statement now stated that we agree, but going forward, the discourse is shifting into a different angle of strategically trying to hide behind certain things and move into a different direction. And therefore, Constitution, Professor Mills, under his leadership, he called a meeting and all more year to make sure it's a constitutional amendment. But we all know. President Kufuor time, leadership has come and we need to come to the drawing board. Agitations can come, but they can be suggestions going forward. What is their blueprint? Telling the whole country, say, this is what we want from the Constitution XYZ and what we are going. Dialogue is there. And if they want dialogue, we can also support them to do that. But what we are saying is, the agenda ni nyoma kikano and now show mo placard ni bia o mo de ko abontia anka obi ka obe kan de mekan ya ka obe ti de yeso ye kanase se placard ni bi depict attacking the president and this current regime head on, and you can read some of the placards across the country nyina ye hu bi enti de mekan akosia ni se yeso ye betim pintin kwa na de ye fu se problems are and a major Ghana. For everybody to even amend the constitution, anybody in this country must learn how to read and write. Majority of the kids in this country are not say and papa enter blog school. And the majority of these kids can have access to free education and therefore they can read and understand the constitution. Have they also do they also know say that is also another major problem? Key. So if you are conscientized in the brain, you can be able to understand the issues and deal with it head on. And we are talking about these issues. And Joby, coming in or man on your biadio, yenina yadia, ka, how no ebiane hobi. How obi wo ebia obi kromu mo so mesiante ebia how obi wo mi kromu Asante Achim agogo enti de ye kan say sabi mpreduasa odi ase nyoma akoso ye major key problems na aban we beto ya wa fix ya fi Kwame Nkrumah pension na bi currency da ya fix no e je kan wansem the Bianca makers education or Mampeni Kwame Nkrumah na starting free education or starting on all the region and aban bi aba no say media mema Ghana maburu nyina ko school free Is it not fixing a problem? Go to Singapore, go to China, go to other countries. I'm develop I'm a giant in the world economy. I'm challenging the developed countries like Britain and America. What propelled them to that level? Is it not education? 10 years down the line, what will be the status of Ghana in terms of development? Say it to me, educate majority of the youth in this country. What did I tell you? Obi, we know. Until we are telling the whole nation, say, Mema menua uton kokone nkati ukumasi jum. Awo makola wa benefiting from free education. No tisi abontin yanu nyinano ebe demonstrate. Ni akansempano actually say fixing the country movement. You know, we are back and we are ready to let the whole world know what is happening. Say Omanbi, yes, Omanbi, and I'm borrowing the words of President J. Kufuor. Or say. Some people are talking as if, say, the country's problem started just today. But we know he has sit on, I respect him a lot as a great leader in this country. Infrastructure development, Ghana, President Kufuor, open up the infrastructure. Or say, that will fix the country now, as if say, and they are no problem, and that is where we have the problem. And at the end of the day, no can no mass shift here, but so we hear constitutional amendment one near the Afaha near the Asia, but don't show more placards. Almost some more community and the tail end of his statement say, oh, they are not hiding behind politicians and whatever. But yes, you have to keep intelligence. I don't know the can, but at the right time, no, we will bring out the issues and let them know, say, if they are not being pushed by politicians, they should stand firm and do the right thing and let.
Also, my menase yemreninti na yenshe emfa insi. I think largely your point is well made. Oliver, you heard him. Of course, this might not come as something new to you because in most statements, there have been counter hashtags even on Twitter and all of that. This doesn't come as a new thing to you, but. Does he have a point? Because the point is, yes, the agenda might be a new constitution for a new generation, but some of the inscriptions on placards, were direct attacks on this president, on this administration.
On both government, on both of them, actually.
Okay.
I think one of the things which needs to be clear is we've invited so many Ghanaians to come for a protest. The ability of people to come and generate their own placards. Whatever what their issues are. Senior can say the mic to when you
be a Canadian.
You cannot stop that process. What am I saying?
Yeah.
But the fact is that even as we're talking about rebooting our system, there are people, there's a certain political class that have been in charge of the country for the past 30 years. They are from the NDC and the NPP. And so if people are frustrated with the systems now, incidentally, whether we are not making a messaging about this government or the now, people would come out and talk about those issues.
Yeah.
Say we agree on this messaging and we think that the only person who can ever fix our problems in Ghana is Nana Akufo-Addo. He has a right to that view.
Yeah.
It is important for him to say what he believes is the way to the fixing the problem. But Ghana is a marketplace of ideas. And to me, these are ideas we have presented. And I would not accuse him of being funding. This is what he believes in. One friend of MPP Youth Wing, or friend of
fixing the country movement.
Into Zana movement, Nephilia. They have a right to put that ideas to Ghanaians in the same way in which we are doing that same process. We are not fighting with them. So I'm not going to get into a back and forth with them. Our conversations with Ghanaians, and Ghanaians have to listen to the conversation and see which presents a project that can liberate us. So then that's for them to choose. If this president is the one that leads, and I'm saying that I genuinely believe that in terms of leaving a legacy, there's no better president who can leave a legacy than a president who is in their last term. A lot of times, and Kofu say Ghana needs a one-term president or a one-term pen. That opportunity exists in the second term of every president, so that he must think, what is my best legacy
I can leave
as a lawyer himself, as somebody who is a constitutional lawyer as well. When we are speaking a constitutional language, he can lead that roadmap that was reforming the constitutional document. A document he opposed as a member of the Ghana Bar Association when he refused to participate in the 1992 constitutional review process. That's all we are saying. So if he thinks this president can do it, sure. I mean, it's not something that like that. Yeah,
in the end, the statement, and it seems that the messaging is coming home. It is not to that the messaging is concise, direct. It is now constitution.
And this is our first protest, though.
Of course, I get you. I get you. And it's now the constitution. 1 million signatures project, more started time being.
So the idea is that by next week, because
Okay.
we want to be able to think about it logistically.
Okay.
Because one of the things we want to also have, because we don't have national ID for everybody,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we want to make sure so being we can say baby signing baby.
Yeah.
So there has to be ways in which we think to how do you verify this?
Okay.
Because it is important for us to be credible.
Yeah.
You know, because it serves nobody to create a false sense.
Get a false sense of way. Yeah.
You know, so that's what
Yeah.
it's an American education assembly. No? To educate enough people to get 1 million signatures, it's a huge project.
Yeah.
We've taken upon ourselves.
Asempa
And we want to be able
FM.
to, it's the challenge we want to see say if you can get a little more of 1 million Ghanaians who
And the
believe that
signatures now is expected to do what? To pass a vote of no confidence in
in
the
the
constitution.
That's it. It's legally we can do it. No, my children say
Yeah.
we have a system which doesn't
Yeah.
allow. So
Yeah.
the best we can do is to continue to conscientize.
Continue to
So it's just an
conscientize.
expression of people's lack of faith in it. Like I said, political parties are sponges. So no can say. He was saying, he believes that Kufuor is the only one who can fix it.
Yeah.
Maybe the NPP party will take it up and say that, listen, 1 million Ghanaians are saying this.
Yeah, per constitution. No?
Then we
Let's
have
do
to,
something.
Maybe before long, one of the political parties will come up and say that, having listened to so many Ghanaians, our first order of business is to have a
Fix
new
the constitution.
What's your
Omoka say we don't want to reinvent the wheel. Yeah, go back. Yeah, share Constitution Review Commission. Recommendations. No, now I share say the another white paper, beba, and this time no would incorporate majority of the things are Ghana for power. That will serve the same purpose. No.
I don't think so, but others can disagree with that.
Okay.
Because it's been 20 years. It's been 10 years, I think, right? 2010.
Yeah, 2010.
A lot has happened in the life of this democracy in that period. You know, like let's not presume.
Yeah.
One of the recommendations we had in there. So when we went to Ireland had a permanent constitution review commission,
Asempa FM.
which was always considering and reviewing and looking at
Ekosiisen
things,
on
not to
Asempa
change, but then
FM.
to see whether the current document was evolving in a way that was reflecting. Because we say something you can go keke. Say the constitution is a living document.
Yeah.
Let's just bring it to life. So you see, a lot of things have been anticipated even in the past constitution review process. But I think the process of re-engaging people in a conversation must always happen. And must be, that's the project we are talking about
Yeah.
into getting
Yeah.
this done.
Fantastic. Oliver, Nase, I mean, this is the first time we are engaging in person with studio. The last time we spoke on phone. And we would have this conversation again. Why? Once you move to the next phase of the protest, wish you all the best.
Thank you. I
You
appreciate
feel
the time
safe,
as
don't
well.
you?
Jose,
You feel safe
I feel safe.
after the demonstration. Emra.
I am trying to be safe. I trust that Ghana is peace loving, and
Yeah.
people have received me with warmth.
Yeah.
So I have no reason to have any concerns at all.
Yeah. Oliver.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's it, Papa Panyamisha. Now, Broja, some ma wa kwaba.
Okay, so sorry I continue me chana na mama contribution bi a be boa o mo.
Ebe bo omo dwumadi no. In their contribution ben I can.
On say me dwumadi amoye no.
Yes.
Ye nyina Ghana yi na ye. But my focus na ye how to fix the country.
The country, yeah.
Ekosiisen
And only
on
ade
Asempa
amo.
FM.
Yes.
Omo kan say omo atiku say omo blame nipa bi a omo free say omo na ama sa
Amani a woman aba.
aba. I think that's their focus.
Yeah.
Because otherwise then Kwame Nkrumah kura person blame na.
Ombetimi
Ombetimi afa
blame.
kwan bi so
Yeah.
blame no. Nti this idea about MPP NDC no it's not
Asempa
helping their
FM.
cause. And on ma MPP 4 to say minua
Owusu bempa.
Owusu Bempanom that opportunity to come out and attack them.
Now also this idea about NPP NDC and help. Idea
Okay.
ben no.
MPP NDC are the same. I mean, what do you want to achieve?
No, but the point is
You
that
want-
they
I'm
say
coming.
they are against the system. Which system
Are you
has
against?
what's it?
Which system
No,
are
which
you
system over the last 30 years, no, are producing MPP
why
NDC?
the last 30 years?
So almost the Fourth Republic since '92.
So what I'm saying that the Fourth Republic
Uh-huh.
was built on something.
Absolutely.
Before the Fourth Republic, na Ghana nye quiet. And na Ghana ye enuan kwa na ebebubu na esi Ghana.
Dabi.
So Ghana has existed before the Fourth Republic. There are many things under this Fourth Republic. It was inherited from other republics.
Ekosiisen on
That's
Asempa
true.
That's true.
FM.
That's true.
So stay focused. No matter how you be accused, you say I say, oh, you want the problems to be fixed.
No, the almost stay focused. He said they should direct the criticism to the government now.
You can even decide not to mention anybody's name. What do you want? Then I'll say, oh, mine here.
Ghana should be fixed.
Ghana should be fixed.
Yes.
Stay focused on it. But, sir, a strategy of doing things to make people think, say,
neutral,
in the
middle.
It is distorting your message.
Ah, you think so?
Yes, it is distorting your message. Because, fix a problem.
Yes.
Good. Then I say, then I was for mine here. So mine no per se change constitutional. Why na was say wo ka kire no? Say attorney general na obetwako. Say on informing cabinet about it.
Yes.
Now president set up a commission and now president in cover the Atamils commission on constitutional review no new. Then everybody knows that you are focused on what you are doing. But as almost science through say MPP for be can say omo na ye kan omo asem tie ne CPP crying for omo nka ho yemfa PNP nka ho yemfa PNC nka ho because it's on himself under this republic yenya PNC members of parliament omo kamra ya hwehwe ni nyina
so yenya CPP members of parliament
ba on say omo mbo CPP biadi on omo mo PNC biadi
so they've not gotten executive power before in the Fourth Republic.
Reforms now omo pen is it only concerned with the executive
majority concerned
not
with
just majority is it only concerned with the executive?
No.
If no, then why don't you stay focused?
No, but I made a point, and I think and then Unze, he made a point. Say,
one who said, you asked him a question.
Yes.
Oka placards. You said, say, some of the placards you saw was against.
The current president.
The current president.
But
someone said there were placards against even NDC and NPP.
Yeah.
But you see that has not been your focus because of the way the NPP is approaching the issues. You want Ghana to be fixed. All of us want Ghana to be fixed. Stay focused on your message. If you want to change your agenda and say, Ghana problems and more. Inti yanko be book money and ready or D can buy a mansa musa no near dia. Omufiti the Malian pie anyway.
Don't go the example.
Nanya who say you have redefined your objective.
No, but and no my understanding.
Yeah. Quite ben na ye be faso a ye nyina ye be boa na problems na mo outline no ye betimi amana solve but can say MPP and NDC are the same. When you go to parliament today it is NPP 137 NDC 137
yes
the original finfin no kra no we have be original no was what the one MPP for nti what are you driving at?
My understanding, and he made an admission, say they've not gotten a platform like this to really break down what they want to see changed about the system. And then what on this platform, are the 4 thematic areas, and he makes the point, so they've even written Eddie Ama Abai, the 4 areas they want to see, but top on that agenda for them. A new constitution for a new generation. Number 2, I'm talking about a plan to revive the economy and all of that. But they say, we've practiced this democracy for 30 years, since 92. It's a system near creating over, because 30 years, the life of one generation. And they are building a particular system. And they think that's our system, parties may know take it turns a rule in this system, no? NDC and NPP. And if after 30 years there is a lot wrong with the system, they cannot seek to address the system without mentioning these political parties.
That foundation is wrong.
Oh,
that 30 years foundation is wrong.
That's a Fourth Republic.
We gonna judge for lawyer for 30 years never gonna.
That's okay.
So you see, there are fundamental issues.
The 92 constitution almost a problem.
The issues they talk about is not just about the 92 constitution. And I've even pointed out to you that there are certain things in the 92 constitution, it was inherited from other republics.
Absolutely.
There are some provisions of this constitution.
This constitution is largely from the 79 constitution.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is that it is because they want to run away
FM.
from the accusation that they are being partisan and they are attacking government. And no nama omo pe kwan a create a platform NDC ni MPP na baba be. And I'm saying that is wrong. These 4 thematic areas are okay. Semi betna hana me can be ama omo. The first response is NPP money NDC for. So what do you want to be fixed? So stay focused. What you want is that you want the system to be fixed. Whoever has that opportunity or the power to help, it may not just even be the executive alone.
Yeah.
Because you may need parliament, you may need the judiciary to help you in all of these fixing and issues. So stay focused. This idea of NDC and MPP are the same when NDC and MPP are not the same. Men, omo yes ade no a. Eno na ma Mawuse Barker ne o se onu so can fix Ghana ho.
Fixing the country movement.
And say omo nyina we
That be say we fix Ghana now. And also say omo fix it in the fixing Ghana movement. They are in the process of fixing Ghana. In the Mawuse Barker mo de no.
But if you listen to Mawuse Barker,
yes.
Opeso actually say ni awe mo kan.
No, or say omo concerns near legitimate, but they are concerns which are being fixed already.
Some nyina yepe. Obi abeka na asem. Na what I say. Asem no a wo kan no. Oh yedada. There's nothing to be fixed.
Oh dem bate. Mame nkomra broja Ekosiisen no high Asempa FM 25 minutes after 4. Me can share mo boss and we'll do a short conversation around NPP at 29. The chairman of the Council of Elders of that party, Hackman Owusu-Agyemang, former Minister of State, Waye Cocoa Board, one board chairman at